I want to thank Susie from the book Cellar. When I first became a storyteller, Susie called me up and she said she was opening a bookstore, my favorite place on earth. And I became the storyteller every Friday at this exact time for 13 years. You guys, that's like 4 of your lifetimes already. I know. And now, and I met incredible people like our rock star friend today, author, illustrator, Tom Lichtenheld, who has a brand new book. And this book is called a collaboration. Do you know what that means? That means when you have a partner, like peanut butter has jelly and milk has cookies and Mac has cheese, right? Well, Tom had Amy Krouse Rosenthal, and they did a lot of books together, like you see this book. Yeah, we're gonna do that book today too. But first, you know what we have to do? We have to do our story stretch. Yep, we have to move. That's in honor of the new book, right? Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of what we call puns. And you guys, you will know what puns are when I'm done. That's right. We're going to move. So this is what we do. See, my feet are right there. So we are going to reach forward. We're going to touch our toes. We're going to say toe, knee, chest, nut. That means head. Not that you're a nut. Nose, eye. Here's the best part. Give yourself a hug. That's right. Love yourself. There's only one you, and you are amazing. Love you. That's what Tony knows. Now, you see I stopped? Okay. That means part 2, we do it faster. But this is all you need to know. That's sort of a pun, right? We always stop at our nose. So don't worry if you get restless, distracted, hungry, tired, you just don't feel like doing it. Because the secret is all you really have to do is take your finger, put it back on the outside of your nose, please. You wait there. The other noses, they will see you on Zoom and they'll wave. You know why? Because they're nosy. That is what you call a bad pun. All right, so here we go a little bit faster. Toe, knee, chest, nut, nose. I love you. That's what Tony knows. Faster. Tony Chestnut knows I love you. That's what Tony knows. Fastest. Turn nose. Wow. You guys are good nose finders. Look at that. Excellent work. Round of applause. Okay, now we're going to do one more thing to warm up for our stories because you need your bodies, right? You need your voices and you need all the letters. So my friends, the best thing is once you learn, oh, what is that song called? Wait, don't tell me. The ADTs. Oh no, that's the security alarm. Wait, the A, B, oh, I see it. What is it? The A, B, C, C's. Yes, the ABCs. Oh, you guys know it. You're so smart. I know that. Okay, I'm gonna make it just a little more challenging. We will do the ABCs, but because we're going to be doing, you know, a story about cows and moo, let's find some vegetables to add to it. Okay, so we are going to find a green vegetable that is also a letter. Okay, and when we do, we're going to add jazz hands. Okay, yeah. So we got the whole thing now, right? That's called multitasking. Okay, so here we go. Let's find that green vegetable. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, no vegetables. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, there it is. It's a vegetable, add a letter. Q, R, S, any more? T, U, V, big finish. W, X, Y, and Z. That's all the letters you need. Oh, but now that you know your ABCs, I am gonna roll them over. Do it backwards with me. Yeah, my friends, just because you're told A always goes first, you know what? Let's mix it up. We're gonna let Z go first. Yeah, you gotta see, right? You gotta play with words and letters. Here we go. Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, SRQPONMLK JIHGFE gets easier. D C B N A plus. You did it. Now you know your ZYXs. Anybody moving to Texas? How about just a road trip in a Lexus? All right, now my friends, see, you always think A is first, right? Now the reason I'm very aware of that is that my last name is a Y. So yeah, I grew up at the end of the alphabet. But now that I'm a grown up, sometimes I'm second, right? All right, so everything doesn't always look like it appears, right? What do you say? Are we ready for some duck rabbit? Now, do you know what an illustrator is? I know it's a fancy word for the person who draws the pictures. Yeah, I know. So look, right? Is it a duck? Or is it a rabbit? I don't know, I don't know if Tom remembers, but years ago I drove out to Geneva, Illinois. They're all gonna show up at your house, Tom, right? And I asked him if it was a duck or if it was a rabbit. He told me I had to decide for myself. Yeah. That was very good advice. All right. So what do you say? Are we ready to be a duck and ready to be a rabbit?
Okay, let's do it. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Okay. And then we're going to do that. And then we're going to push some buttons here.
Whoa!
Everybody see Duck Rabbit?
So cool.
Okay, we're going to read this together. It's called Duck Rabbit by myself and Amy Krouse Rosenthal. And it starts like this. Hey, look, a duck.
That's not a duck. That's a rabbit.
Are you kidding me? It's totally a duck.
It's for sure a rabbit.
See, there's his bill.
What are you talking about? Those are ears, silly.
It's a duck, and he's about to eat a piece of bread.
It's a rabbit, and he's about to eat a carrot.
Look. Wait, listen. Did you hear that? I heard duck sounds. Wah, wah.
Oh, that's funny. I distinctly heard rabbit sounds. See, we needed our noses, you guys. I knew it. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Yeah, sniff. Good.
Now the duck is wading through the swamp.
No, the rabbit is hiding in the grass.
There, see? It's flying.
Flying? It's hopping.
Look, the duck is so hot, he's getting a drink.
No, the rabbit is so hot, he's cooling off his ears.
Here, look at the duck through my binoculars.
Sorry, still a rabbit.
Here, ducky, ducky, ducky.
Here, you cute little rabbit.
Oh, great. You scared him away.
I didn't scare him away. You scared him away.
You know, maybe you were right. Maybe it was a rabbit.
Thing is, now I'm actually thinking it was a duck.
Well, anyway, now what do you want to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Hey, look! It's an anteater!
That's not an anteater. That's a brachiosaurus.
And now we have another unidentifiable critter in our book, and that is the end of Duck Rabbit, except the last thing, when you're done reading the book and you close the cover and you look at the back, it says, hey, look, a zebra. And that's the barcode on the back we turn into a zebra. And that is the book Duck Rabbit. Thank you very much.
Tom, did you and Amy take sides in this book?
No, we really didn't, because we never figured out if this is a duck or a rabbit. How about we have some attendees. Does anybody want to vote on whether it's a duck or a rabbit? You can type your message in
Yeah.
to the chat column if you think it's a duck or a rabbit.
Do you know, when did this book come out? How many years? Because I have been doing an informal poll at all my story times since this book came out. Who do you think's in the lead? I don't want to influence the vote, though. There's enough of that going on.
I think rabbit is in the lead, but there's still, you know, I love to hear the debates, because some kids will say, well, it's a rabbit. And then someone else will say, rabbit ears don't go sideways. And once
that has been the biggest, yes. Though I say, you know, it could be a windy day on the cover.
Right, and another little girl said, well, the rabbit is running, so its ears go back.
Right. That's right, he's hopping quickly.
So my favorite part is actually hearing the debates and the reasons it's a duck or a rabbit. Like somebody said, well, there's no such thing as white ducks. And someone else said, well, there's no such thing as white rabbits either, except in fairy tales.
Oh. So I always vote for the duck. Do you know why? Because I feel like he's the underdog.
Exactly.
Usually you say an underdog, and I don't know why a dog is the animal. Why can't it be an underdog?
Right. There's no dog in the story.
Yeah. So I say I vote for the underdog, the little guy that, you know, just needs a little more support. That's how I look at it. Because, you know, we all need support. But also, it's good that everybody has a vote, right?
It is. Now, my last argument I make is that on this page where it says, look, the duck is so hot he's getting a drink, that's kind of believable. A duck would get a drink, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then it says, no, the rabbit is so hot he's cooling off his ears. Oh, come on. When was the last time you saw a rabbit cooling off its ears in a pond?
Right. Plus, is he doing it like when you go get your hair washed at the hair place? You got to lie back, right?
Could be. I've never seen it.
Yes, I think that actually makes it a closer race. I do. Oh, no. After all these years now, I've never really thought that through. But it's good to, I always say you have to read the whole book.
You have to read the whole book.
Because the cover doesn't, it has duck exclamation mark, which you know about because you do have a book about exclamation marks.
I do, I did that.
Right? And so both the duck and the rabbit have the same, they both have an exclamation mark, right? Some people call it an exclamation point, right? But it just means duck, rabbit, you're the same excitement about both. Right?
Oh, we're very equally excited about both the duck and the rabbit.
That's right. So that's why you can't judge a book by its cover and you have to read the whole thing.
Yeah. Hey, want to read another book?
I do. And you know what? Could it be this book?
It could be. Let's read Groovy Joe.
Oh, I love ice cream.
That's
my.
Groovy Joe right there. So this is called Groovy Joe, Ice Cream and Dinosaurs, and it's by Eric Litwin and Tom Lichtenheld. I am the Tom Lichtenheld part. I drew the pictures. Now, the important thing about this book is it's a participatory book, which means we all do part of it together, and the part we do together is the singing part. There's a song in the book that occurs a few times. So before we read the book, let's practice singing the song. The song.
You know what, Tom? It's like we all get to be movie stars.
We are movie stars.
Movie stars. Okay.
So the song goes like this. I'll sing it once and then everybody will join me. Ready? Love my doggy ice cream, love my doggy ice cream, love my doggy ice cream, love my doggy ice cream.
Ice cream, love my doggy ice cream.
All right, I think you got it. It's a pretty simple song.
And Tom, I believe we're going to be so encouraging because if I can sing and you can play the guitar, then anybody can.
Exactly.
And I only say that because Tom and I have discussed our skill level And my kids always told me to stop singing in the car, but never stopped me.
Well, you can sing here. We all can sing. All right, I'll advance the pages if you'll read it.
Absolutely. Groovy Joe, ice cream, and dinosaurs. Here we go. Groovy Joe saw something yummy. Groovy Joe started rubbing his tummy. Groovy Joe was living the dream. He had a spoon and a tub of ice cream, and he started to sing. Here we go. Love my doggy ice cream, love my doggy ice cream, love my doggy ice cream, rainbow sprinkles, yeah. Love my doggy ice cream, here we go. Love my doggy ice cream, roar. Oh no, a little dinosaur stomped into the room. He glared at the ice cream and took out a spoon. He put on a bib. He pulled up a chair. What did Joe say? It's awesome to share, and everybody sang. Love my doggy ice cream. Love my doggy ice cream. Love my doggy ice cream. Whipped cream on top. Yeah. Woo! I'm grooving, Tom. Go ahead. Roar! Oh no! A big dinosaur burst into the room. He glared at the ice cream and took out a spoon. He put on a bib. He pulled up a chair. What did Joe say? It's awesome to share, and everybody sang. I love my doggy ice cream.
Love my doggy
Doggy ice cream, I love my doggy ice cream. 10 scoops, yeah. I'm ready to roar. Roar! Oh no, a huge dinosaur smashed into the room. She glared at the ice cream and took out a spoon. She put on a bib. She pulled up a chair. What did Joe say? It's awesome to share, and everybody sang. Love my doggy ice cream. Love my doggy ice cream. Love my doggy ice cream. Put a cherry on top. Yeah. Roar! Oh no! The tub was empty. The ice cream was through, so the dinosaurs glared at you know who. Ah! What could Joe do? Ah! He turned over the tub and made it a drum, and everybody played a rum-a-tum-tum, rum-a-tum-tum. Oh, the dinosaurs laughed, thank goodness. They rose from their chairs. They started to dance. They jumped in the air. Then what did they say? It's awesome to share. And everybody sang together. Love my doggy ice cream. Love my doggy ice cream. Love my doggy ice cream. Throw in some dog bones. Yeah. Woo!
Wonderful. And that's the end of Groovy Joe.
Woo! I love Groovy Joe. And I feel like you get such a good workout, then you deserve some ice cream.
Yeah.
After you eat your peas from the ABCs, right? Oh, so I am so excited. I read this brand new book, but I have not heard it aloud yet. And I don't know any kids who've heard it yet. Are these going to be the first kids to hear it?
To hear this book, it's the grand unveiling Drum roll, please.
Luckily, Groovy Joe had a drum out of the empty. Thank goodness we had the empty ice cream. Tom, how did you do that? You knew.
I just knew. I planned ahead.
Wow. See, being an artist, right? Ah, magician. Fabulous.
Yeah.
So excited.
So should we read Moo-Moo, I Love You? All right, I'm going to share my screen again. We'll see. There we go. And this book is called Moo-Moo, I Love You. I created this book with my friend Amy Krouse Rosenthal. And it goes like this. Moo-Moo, I Love You. Take it away.
Moo-Moo, I love you. I love you no matter your mood. How about a good mood, bad mood, worried mood, shy mood, sad mood, silly mood. I love you when we share our favorite things. Pizza with extra mozzarella, farm humor, humor, popcorn at the movies, and groove into music. I love it when you turn our house into a museum. I love to see you schmoozing with your friends. You're obviously a good communicator.
We heard.
My love for you is as big as a moose. You can move now, moose. I'd walk 1,000 miles for you. Well, I might mooch a ride.
And look where they're going.
Chocolate mousse with marshmallow. At the end of the day, I love giving you a big smooch.
And they're reading Good Night Moo.
Oh, I love it. I'd jump over the moon for you. Moo-Moo, I love you. And I couldn't possibly love you more. Moo. The feeling is mutual.
And that's the end.
And oh, that is the sweetest book.
That was a lot of fun. Moo-Moo, I love you.
Oh man! And look at the top of their heads. They're hearts.
The little pink hearts on the book. Those are shiny. Those little hearts.
Oh, I can't wait to. Oh, my copy. It's probably gonna come today. I think. I'm so excited.
Little hearts are kind of shiny on top of their heads.
Oh.
I did a red cover because it's a love story, and I've always wanted to do a book with a red cover. I don't have any books with red covers, so I thought I want a book with a red cover because red is my favorite color, and it's kind of the color of heart.
Yes, so the color of love.
Got a nice bright red cover.
So you know what? I love that we did Groovy Joe, which was about ice cream, and ice cream is made from milk from cows.
Right.
And you know what my favorite ice cream flavor is?
I
Moose tracks.
what
Sorry,
kind?
I had to get that in. That's like the
Oh,
marshmallow and fudge. Moose tracks. That's right. I'm trying to think. I've been talking like, moose tracks. That's right.
Well, let's do a drawing since I haven't done any drawing and I love to draw so much. It's probably been, I don't know, like 3 hours since I've done any drawing. So
Wow.
here's my thing about drawing. You know what I love to draw on? I like to draw on cereal boxes. Not the outside because it's like I already got all sorts of junk on it. But guess what is inside a cereal box? Inside a cereal box is free drawing paper. And my favorite color, brown. Like the Moo-Moo book is on brown paper, which I love. And I just love to draw on brown paper. So let's draw an ice cream cone on this piece of
I
brown
love
paper.
him.
So right there. All right. So ice cream cones are easy because it's circles, right? You have to pile the circles on top of each other and then put a cherry on top, right? And then just a triangle for the ice cream cone. If you want to get fancy about it, you can draw the wafer lines like that. Now here's why I like drawing on brown paper so much, because everything looks good on brown paper. So I could draw, what kind of ice cream are we gonna draw here? Oh, let's put chocolate on the bottom because chocolate's my favorite. So we're gonna get my crayons and put some chocolate brown on there. I also like strawberry ice cream, so we're gonna put some pink right here. That. I'm getting pretty hungry about now.
Yeah.
And I love mint chip. I bet everybody loves mint chip, right? So let's put green first, and that piece, and then let's put some brown chips in there, plenty of chocolate chips. And of course, we need the cherry on top, right?
Yes.
Cherry, like that.
Yummy.
And then let's color the cone too. Okay. I guess it's got some light brown here. Color the cone. So you don't need fancy art paper to make your art. Inside of cereal boxes, any kind of box has brown paper on it. Crayons work really well on this brown paper. So there's our favorite kinds of ice cream.
Yummy.
Yeah, you might have to go have ice cream for lunch now, huh?
Mmm. Maybe you could do a book about a duck eating ice cream with somebody making wishes at a construction site. Good I couple, right?
Just put them all together.
Yeah.
What the heck? Yeah.
Should we ask you some questions?
Sure, you can ask me any kind of questions. Now, don't ask me questions about math because I'm not very good at math.
Oh, yeah.
And don't ask me any questions about invertebrate paleontology because I skipped that class in college.
Well, there goes my list.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll start, and then if anybody wants to type in, write a question, we can see if.
Sure.
Did you always, like when you were a little boy, did you love picture books? And did you have a favorite book that you remember?
You know, my favorite books I remember weren't necessarily books that were like meant for little kids. My parents had some books sitting around the house, like cartoon books, and I just loved them. There was one book in particular I just was enamored with. It's called Adams and Evil. And this is a book of cartoons by Charles Addams. And he went on to do the Addams Family. And there's one cartoon in this book that I was just fascinated with. And this is the cartoon. And you can see it's a person going down a hill on skis. And if you look at the tracks of the skis, they start up here. And then the two skis go around different sides of the tree.
Ooh.
Which is cool, right? It's impossible to do that. And then look at this guy over here. He's looking, and what's he thinking? He's thinking, how do you do that?
Right.
And there are no words on it, right, in this cartoon. So as a little kid, maybe 7 or 8 years old, I was just fascinated with this. And I think the reason I was fascinated with it is because it's a picture that manipulated reality. It's a picture that was creative and did something that's impossible to do in the real world. So it kind of taught me that that artists can play with the world and bend it and manipulate it and make it into something else. And that was really magical for somebody who liked to draw. Then the other book I loved when I was a kid, actually, someone gave me this book in high school. When I was in high school, somebody gave me
Oh, I love that book.
William Study. And I just loved this book. And it's kind of like that first cartoon, but a little different. In other words, CDB is a phonetic sentence. It's CDB, C the B, okay, with letters. And what this book taught me is that words can be manipulated to make different meanings. So between these two books, I kind of learned that pictures and words are toys and we can play with them. And that's why I think I ended up doing picture books, because that's what you do in a picture book. You play with words and pictures.
Oh my God, that's so perfect. That's so perfect. I love books because I moved to New York from a place called Israel when I was 4, and I had to learn English to go to school. And books were my friends, and I got very attached to words. And then, because I draw, but I'm not really an artist. And some people, I noticed like words and sounds before I noticed visual things.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like I can walk by something 50 times and until somebody points it out, I don't notice it. So it's a different way of looking. And I think parts of your brain, you know, show you different things, but you have both parts very, very strong in that.
And words can have the same aesthetic appeal as pictures. Like, I'll bet you have a favorite word or two. Do you have a favorite word? A word you like saying?
I like words like crunchy.
Okay.
You know, and of course, love and peace are my favorite words.
Right. The ideas. I have a friend, and you probably know Candace Fleming, the author.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's so good with words.
Candace says when she was a little girl, she heard the word cornucopia, and she just fell in love with it because of the way it rolls around in your mouth. Cornucopia. And it's just a pleasing sound. So words can be as appealing as pictures. Just like you would say, oh, that's a pretty picture. You can say, well, that's a lovely sounding word.
Yeah. Yes, words are powerful too. They have a lot of power. I saw a question about what is your favorite animal to draw?
Oh, my favorite animal to draw is a dog. And I always tell kids, if you want to get good at drawing, draw animals and draw a dog, and especially draw animals running. Like, it's pretty easy to draw an animal that's just standing there, you know, but to draw animals in motion, you really start to learn about how things move, you know, and movement is important. So I love to draw dogs. I have 2 cats, and they sometimes protest when I start drawing dogs. They say, what's that? What are you doing drawing a dog? Cats are fun, but dogs move nicer than cats. So here's a dog running. See, I like the way that the ears go back.
Wow.
And always, when you draw animals running, make them going off the ground, like almost like they're flying, and you achieve that just with a shadow, you know. And if you want to cheat a little bit, you can put some motion lines in there like that, you know. So I would say to practice drawing things in movement, not just standing, like a dog standing there. I mean, it's fine to draw a dog just standing there. Well, for one thing, dogs don't just stand there very often, do they? But it's moving around. But that's not as exciting as that, is it? The thing moving is always more exciting. You can tell a story. So here's another question from Susie. Do you enjoy drawing in black and white or in color better? Good question. You know what? I like drawing in black and white because I have a terrible sense of color. So when I do sketches and things, I'm really confident. I'm most confident with a pencil in my hand. Like the pencils I use all the time to draw are just these cheap yellow pencils. And I'm pretty confident when I'm drawing with a pencil. And then when I have to get out my colors and my paints, I get kind of nervous because when I was in college, I had a painting professor who said to me one time, he said, Tom, you're not very good at painting, so use a lot of red. I don't know, but he also told me—
You showed him.
But he was right. There's a huge difference between drawing and painting. And I'm not really a painter. I just use paints to color my drawings. So good question. I'm more comfortable working in black and white. But you know, we all like color, so I have to get out the colors eventually. If you look at my books, you'll notice that I cheat quite a bit. And the way I cheat about color is I draw my books on colored paper. So if you look at a book like Stick and Stone, okay? Stick and Stone, all the pages, all the artwork is drawn on colored paper. And what that does for me is that it applies a color palette to the book, because the color palette is determined by the paper, not by my lousy coloring. So all the pages are like inside of a cardboard box. They're tan and brown, and that imposes a color palette on the book. So it's a cheat that I do because I own a lot of color. Don't tell anybody. I don't broadcast it on Zoom or anything.
No, we won't tell, right? Susie, I saw another question about a book launch. I didn't see the whole thing. Susie's on. I can't hear her, but let's see if I can see the comment.
How do you celebrate the launch of a new book?
Oh, you got it. Oh, like this.
That's a great one. You know, often when I finish a book, my wife will buy me a present. Just a little present. Like I don't have any around here. Over there, I've got a little. I did a book about a bird that was singing. It's called Sing. And when the book was all done and came out, my wife brought me a little birdie sculpture.
Oh.
And we go out for ice cream.
Oh, is the cow your present for this one?
No, I have a whole collection of these animals, these nice plastic animals that are very realistic. I have a whole box of them because I draw animals all the time. You know, I draw dinosaurs and bears and all these things. And so I've got these plastic animals that hang around with me and you know, make a nuisance of themselves around the studio.
Oh, I know a present that would be good for this book. Why don't you get a Monopoly game?
I thought you were going to say, why don't I get a cow? Hey, speaking of new books, I have another book coming out next week that I want to.
Next week?
Yeah, it comes out next week on October 6th. So I'll bet Susie probably has this in the back room under lock and key. The book is called Lewis. And here's the thing about this book. I didn't draw the pictures for this book. I just wrote the story. The pictures are drawn by Julie Rowan Zock, and they're fabulous pictures. But this book was inspired by my teddy bear named Lewis. Here's Lewis. This is a real Lewis. I've had Lewis for years. And Lewis is kind of crabby. He's nice, out of sorts, but he's also cute. You know, I decided to write a book about Lewis, and I decided somebody else should draw the pictures.
Wow.
So look for this book, Lewis, coming out next week. It's got great pictures in it. I can't show them to you because it doesn't come out till next week, so it's top secret.
So this is just a sneak no peek.
A sneak preview of Lewis, the teddy bear.
You know, I figured out what my favorite word is.
Oh, really?
Groovy.
Groovy is a good one.
Groovy has always been my favorite word.
Yeah.
Just to let you know. And I know that Eric Litwin, who wrote Groovy Joe, right? He writes some cat thing, right? Pete the Cat sometimes.
Oh, I may have somewhere I may have run across that cat,
Yes, yeah.
maybe. Could be
The
somewhere in a
cat,
bookstore.
right? Yeah, who is
Right.
a groovy cat, and
He's a
he's
groovy
got
cat.
his groovy dog friend Joe,
Yeah,
and I bet
Groovy's
they
got
go out for Moo's Track ice cream. I think I summed it up nicely.
You did sum it up nicely.
And also, well, I know some people are really excited when I tell them that I know the guy who draws the good night construction sign, right?
Yeah, well,
Do you know
that's
when I came to your studio, you were just working on the first book?
really,
You said,
really.
oh, yeah, there's this mom who wrote a book
Uh-huh.
and you were showing me some of the sketches of
Uh-huh.
the construction vehicles. Yeah, and wow,
That
that
was,
kind of took off a little bit.
it did take off a little bit. So Susie asked me a good question. What is your favorite book that you didn't write? Well, you know what, to tell you the truth, any book I didn't write is my favorite. I love other people's picture books. I mean, my own books, I like my own books, but you know, I either wrote and illustrated them, and I worked on them a long time, and you know, I've got tired of them. So I have a big bookcase full of books, and I have different favorites all the time. You know, I go to the bookstore, I go to the library, and I keep a little stack of books here in my studio of my most recent favorite books, and I learn from these books. You know, I literally look at them and say, okay, what can I learn from this book? So here's a book called Outside In, about the outdoors. And I love this book because the artwork is so loose. Like the paint, the illustrator, she just kind of threw the paint all around. So I love that. This is a book by Mac Burnett and Isabel Arsenault called Just Because. I love both of these book creators. They're both great, wonderful books. This book is called Julian is a Mermaid.
That's a great book.
It's a fabulous story, and I love the illustrations. You know why I love the illustrations? Because she paints on brown paper, just like I do. And this is a book about a little boy who stutters. It's called I Talk Like a River, and it's got gorgeous watercolor illustrations. So my favorite books are, you know, books by other people that I find and I study and I learn from. And there's always so many great new books coming out, so I've always had something to study.
Can I tell you my favorite book?
Yeah. Oh, that's very sweet.
Really, this is my favorite book. I give this book every time I hear when somebody has a baby. Because,
Yeah.
you know, most kids think you have to wait till your birthday to make a wish, and you don't. You can always make wishes. And I always wish everybody more stories than stars, which is in this book. Yes, that's my favorite. Even if I didn't know Tom and think he's better than ice cream, I would tell you this is my favorite. That he wrote with Amy.
Yeah. I did. We had a good time with that.
Did we have any more? No, I think, oh, that was your next question. Hi guys. Hi. They're my story timers. But look what books do. Books taught me English. They led me to meet Susie, who led me to meet Amy, which led me to Tom, which led me to hear all about art and words and his new books. It's amazing.
They're good
right?
for people. Yeah.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to get my copy.
All right. So
yes, and you can order it through the Bookseller, my favorite bookstore in the country. That's right. Moo-Moo, I love you.
Susie, how are you guys handling customers these days? Is the store semi-open?
Sure, we're doing some browsing in the store. We just have a limited number of people. We do a lot of curbside pickup. People enjoy that, whether they buy things by from our website or by the telephone or email. They like us to leave it outside for them. And I still deliver a little bit. So,
Well,
whatever you got to do, we'll do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's fabulous. Also, I just do want to mention that Amy Krouse Rosenthal, there is a foundation in her honor which works with children's literacy and ovarian cancer research, and they are doing a virtual fundraiser, and you can go, there's the info. You can go to Amy Krouse Rosenthal Foundation.org or to my website or my Facebook pages. You can find it through Tom or Susie. All of us know about it, and they do great work. And I actually saw Julia Louis-Dreyfus is involved in the fundraiser. I went to college with Julia, and we're friends. So I love when all my worlds come together. It's
October 8th. I think the event's October 8th.
Yep. That's
right.
That's wonderful. And yeah, I do Amy and Tom's stories every story time. Every story time I do, because words live and art lives.
Appreciate that.
Oh, wonderful. And support indie bookstores.
Okay.
The Bookseller, the best. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for a wonderful story time.
That was so good. I don't want to leave, but I guess we need to move on with our day.
I have to go work on another book to keep you busy.